So your team is celebrating a choice. If this is for you, okay, there is some sort of warmth, some sort of alignment, celebration around a certain choice that you've made, that you're going to make, that you are making. Knight of Swords at the bottom of the deck. Your mind might be going like a million miles per hour trying to figure out what choice did I make? What choice? Oh, you made an internal decision. Okay, that Knight of Swords that was at the bottom of the deck, this was something you decided very quickly. Like it's giving the energy of like, it was a no-brainer. Maybe that's why you're not even perceiving it as a choice, because this wasn't something that you had to physically make a decision about. It was an internal decision that you were like, yeah, learned enough lessons. Let me just go on ahead and breeze through this. I'm making this choice. What decision have you made? You're walking away here from unachievable expectations. I don't even think, okay, what I'm getting a lot right now. I don't even think that you knew that your whole life. Now, this is the narcissist card, so maybe some of you guys are actually walking away from a certain narcissist, right? But it's also about unachievable expectations, and I'm really drawn to talk about unachievable expectations. Okay, sometimes we don't see here I go. I say this all the time. I sound like a broken record, but it is one of the main things that my team has taught me. We do not see things as they are. We see things as we are, right? So this is these pedestals that we put other people on. That's a blue jay. That's a blue jay. That's my dad. My main spirit guide, he comes through, is blue jays, and he's making a ruckus. He does this a lot. Anyways, he's literally interrupting. Okay. Yeah, that's that. So if you messing with me, you messing with that. They relentless. Anyways, okay, so this is these like imaginary pedestals that we have put people on for however long. And what we're doing is we're not seeing them really. We're projecting ourselves and what we would do in their shoes. We see the highest potential within them, but we're really just seeing a reflection of ourselves. Like we're projecting ourselves on them just the way that other people project themselves on us, but we're doing it. We're projecting our pure heart and our pure spirit. Like, say somebody does us wrong, like we totally did not expect that. It's like you're finally starting to put people exactly where they need to be, the way that they have treated you or the way that their actions have shown you, instead of saying, oh my gosh, like I cannot believe that this person did that, blah 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 blah. Well, you were projecting yourself onto them. Of course you can't wrap your mind around that, because you would never, etc., etc., etc. And it could be something as small as like your boss at work. You really, really, really look up to them. Like for some reason in your mind, you see them as this like, I don't know, you just really look up to them, right? But then like they make a normal human mistake, because we're human, and like you were so devastated by the way that they made that decision or handled that decision, right? Like this is that energy. You're walking away from unachievable expectations, it feels like, from others here, and that is the clear choice, right? And so you're not constantly being let down. You're constantly not it's not that you can't expect anything out of people, but you're just kind of taking all of that energy of whatever it was that you are placing outside of you and saying, you know, I don't have to expect anything from anybody, but I know what I expect from me, right? That is like the overwhelming theme. The Hermit in reverse at the bottom of the deck, this could have caused you some like fear, or even like paranoia, like almost like this like impending doom. It's not paranoia, it's like an impending doom that I'm tapped into, of like the constant feeling of when is the other shoe gonna drop, because you got to this place of like, you think you knew people, right? But they totally threw you for a loop. Did not expect that. That's why, and like, that's how your team has taught you to drop and walk away from unachievable expectations. or this idea, this mindset, this belief that people would never do that, right? Well, they sure should do that, right? Whatever that is, right? And now that since you've dropped this belief system, if you will, or you don't expect anything from anybody, you just do the best that you can. You wear your expectations for yourself and try to meet that mark, right? This is ridding yourself of that almost like impending doom, because it's like, can't control how people act and move. Even if you've seen the world in them and the best of them, and they just solely let you down. They just let you down, right? So you're just learning to just, okay, people got their own journeys, their own paths. I'm going to stop projecting what I would do, or what I think that they should do or could do onto them, and just show myself what I'm more than capable of, right? This is fueling your confidence. This is lighting you up. I heard the word trailblazer. Okay, maybe you're taking this little light and throwing it in front of you so you can see where to go, but this is confidence. This is believing in yourself, okay? Yeah, and letting that self-belief ignite your way, right? I love this for you. Okay, we got a King of Swords in reverse. What is this? And a King of Cups in reverse. And a Nine of Cups in reverse. King of Swords in reverse is very impractical, ruthless, selfish, lying, sneaky bastard, okay? And why do I say that? Because we've got the King of Cups in reverse. That's emotional manipulation. Nine of Cups is devastation, loss, a nightmare, misery. Did somebody create this for you through emotional manipulation? Or being very, doesn't even have to be emotional manipulation here. They could have been operating out of selfishness here. Okay. Because they were not stable. They were not emotionally stable on the inside. So this is giving like wreaking havoc. So this could have been what, your team is saying, that they really kind of created this wound where it's actually turning in your favor in the weirdest way, because it taught you your best lesson. They like taught you that you can't really expect anything from anybody, right? It feels like this is the wound, and it might have solely taken a solar plexus hit, nicked your confidence or hurt your confidence, right? But they are actually who taught you to stop expecting, and you could have felt that loss of control, because when people totally throw you for a curveball and you're like, oh my God, I did not expect them to be that low or do something like that, right? This feels like that wound operating out of selfishness, right? Because they were not emotionally balanced inside, right? Or they potentially, for some of you guys, emotionally manipulated, creating some sort of loss or devastation in your life. And that trauma, that wound, you have been healing it. You have been healing it because, boom, your confidence is back. Okay, this is that solar plexus energy. All right, this is you healing it and reigniting your flame here and your confidence back. The choice you've made is because of how they've taught you. Greatest teachers. Yeah, it hurt, but greatest teachers, you have learned through them to never put yourself in, you can't put yourself in their shoes of what you think that they would do. That way you're not so easily let down. Let people be people. They got their own journeys and their own life paths, right? But you know exactly what to expect out of you. You're never going to put people on these invisible pedestals anymore. Yeah, they taught you that, man. And look, they taught you that. They taught you that. That is, listen, look at the wisdom coming from the freaking heavenly realms, because it's not them teaching you that, it's your willingness. If they did it, but it was your willingness to learn. That's wisdom. That literally means wisdom. Came straight from heaven, right? Soul contracts, man. I said it the other day. Look,